Hey guys, thanks for joining me on your mat today. Today I'm going to start by reading out of Psalm 91, verse 1. It says, "Whoever dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty." This word dwell means to live in or remain in. What does it mean to live in the shelter of God? I believe that it's a conscious decision to follow Him, to choose to trust in Him over everything else, to draw near to Him in times of need. Imagine this, you're at a park and it starts pouring down rain, and nearby you see a pavilion, but you stay right where you are. You know that this pavilion is going to keep you dry, it's going to be a good shelter for the rain, but you stay right where you're at. Sometimes in our life, we go through things where we need God's comfort. We know that God is comfort. We know that His shelter is enough, that His love and provision is enough for us, but we stay right where we're at. We don't run to Him. And God in this passage is saying that when you do, you receive His rest in His shelter. God's love and provision becomes the shelter that we can run to when we are in need. This verse promises rest to those who dwell in Him. So today, while you're on your mat, I invite you to just take a moment and come to God, accept His invitation to draw near to Him for whatever it is that you're in need of today. Examine your heart. Are you worrying about something? Are you anxious? Are you stressed? Do you need His comfort today? Know that God is available to you, and He loves for us to come to Him when we are in need and receive His rest. So with that, grab your mat and your water, and let's get started. Alright guys, we're going to get started today in a simple seated posture on our mat, crossed at the ankles, sitting up tall through the sits bones, and the crown of the head reaching high. Inhale and exhale. Slowly drop that right ear over to the right shoulder. Take the right hand on top of the head and walk the left fingertips away from the body, getting a neck stretch on this side. Inhale and exhale. Great job pulling that ear just a little bit closer towards the shoulder. One more deep breath in and exhale. Release that right hand back down to the knee and draw the chin into the chest. Inhale and exhale. Left ear comes over to the left shoulder. Walk the right fingertips away from the body, and the left hand comes to just rest on top of the head, opening up this time through the right side of the neck. Inhale and exhale, letting go of any tightness or tension found on this side. One more deep breath in and exhale. Draw the chin back into the chest, and then slowly take neck rolls to the right, opening up each side of the neck. Taking this slow and gently. Inhale and exhale. Reverse those rolls, coming to the left. Again, taking your time with these movements. Really use the breath to move the head around. Inhale and exhale. Come back to center. Reach the shoulders up towards the ears, and then release them back down, taking shoulder rolls. Getting some nice movement here in the upper back and the chest. And then reverse those rolls. Come forward with the shoulders. Inhale and exhale. Come to center. Release the right leg out to the side. Inhale the fingertips high. And exhale, release the right hand down and take a side stretch over, reaching with the left fingertips, opening up through the right hip. Inhale, slightly draw that left shoulder back. And exhale, reach a little bit deeper. One more deep breath. And exhale, come back to center. And then slowly walk the fingertips down the mat, coming onto the elbows or releasing the chest down towards the mat, finding a half butterfly pose. So we're leaving that right leg extended, toes pointed towards the sky, and bending through the left knee. Starting to open up through the lower back and the hips. Inhale and exhale. Walk the hands back into the body and then switch out the legs, letting the left foot come out to the side and the right foot comes into the body, bending at the knee. Inhale, reach the fingertips high. Exhale, left hand drops down, right fingertips reach over, open up into this side stretch. Inhale, slightly pull that right shoulder back, open up the chest, and exhale, reach. One more deep breath here. Inhale. And exhale, come back to center, and again walk those hands down the mat to wherever is comfortable today, and take your half butterfly pose. Maybe resting on the elbows or planting in the hands. Inhale in this hip opening stretch, and exhale. Slowly come back to center. Bring the soles of the feet together, and we're going to take a full butterfly posture, letting the knees come out wide. Maybe it feels good to place a block or a blanket under the knees. Inhale, sit up tall, and exhale out through the mouth. Maybe you stay here, or maybe begin to fold down in your butterfly posture. Inhale. And exhale, coming a little bit deeper into this stretch, just starting to open up a little bit more through the hip space. One more deep breath in, and exhale, come back to center. Slowly release the legs down the mat. Inhale, reach the fingertips high, and exhale, start to hinge at the hips, reaching the fingertips forward. And then come down into your forward fold, arching through the spine, letting the hands rest on the legs or the ankles or the toes. Inhale, half lift, and exhale, fold down. Great job taking a moment to just breathe into this posture, slowly opening up through the hamstrings, letting go of any tightness that might be found here. Inhale and exhale. Great job. One more deep breath in. And exhale, come to center, swing the legs around, and come into a tabletop position with the hands rested under the shoulders, knees under the hips. And let's warm up the spine with cat-cow. So as we inhale, bring the gaze and the tailbone high, drop the chest low for cow pose. And exhale, arch through the spine, chin comes into the chest for cat pose. Inhale to cow, opening up through the front of the body. And exhale, extending through the spine. Go ahead and take this flow with your own breath at your own pace, moving and breathing from one posture to the next. Inhale and exhale. Great job. Come back to center And we're going to extend through the right arm and press the left leg back, reaching through the toes, getting a little bit of an arm and leg balance, engaging the core. And let's hold here for 3 breaths. Inhale, drawing a straight line all the way from the fingers to the toes. Open mouth, exhale it out. Great job. 2 more breaths. Inhale and exhale, holding that balance for 1 more deep breath in. And exhale, replace that right hand back into the mat and the left knee into the mat. And let's take it to the other side. Left fingertips are reaching forward, right toes reaching high, extending here. And take a deep breath in. Open mouth, let it out. Great job. 2 more deep breaths. Inhale. And exhale, really reaching through the body. Inhale through the nose. And exhale, release the hand and knee back into the mat. Walk the hands about a handprint in front of where they are. Drop the shoulders down, keeping the hips high, and find a puppy pose. Opening up through the chest and shoulders. Spread the fingertips wide. Inhale. And exhale. Awesome job. 1 more deep breath in. And exhale, roll onto the forearms, lifting the crown of the head tall, and find your Sphinx posture. Letting the hips come down into the mat. Inhale, open up through the front body. Open mouth, exhale. 1 more deep breath in. And exhale, plant the hands under the shoulders and rise up to an upward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips, and find a downward facing dog. Walking out the legs, bend 1 knee at a time. Get some movement here in the hamstrings. Again, spreading the fingertips wide, reaching the chest in towards the legs. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, look to the top of the mat. And exhale, slowly walk the feet into a forward fold, letting that head hang low. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, fold down, slightly bending through the knees. Inhale, rise up all the way into extended mountain. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, extended mountain. And exhale, swan dive all the way down. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, plant the hands down and step the right foot back into a runner's lunge, keeping the knee lifted away from the mat. Inhale through the nose. And exhale through the mouth. Let's take 2 more deep breaths in this lunge, coming a little bit deeper with the hips. Inhale. And exhale. Taking 1 last deep breath in. And exhale. Keep the right hand planted and lift the left fingertips high, coming into a revolved side angle posture. Opening up the chest towards the left and keeping that deep lunge in the leg. Inhale. And exhale. 1 more deep breath in, shining the chest towards the left. And exhale, replace that left hand into the mat, lift through the right fingertips, and find your regular side angle posture. Maybe it feels good to plant that left elbow onto the knee, or maybe leaving the fingertips rested onto the mat or on a block. Inhale, reaching high through the right fingertips. And exhale, rise up into a warrior 2. Lifting tall through the crown of the head and reaching long through the fingertips. Inhale and exhale. One more deep breath in and exhale. Reach the fingertips high, turn the left toes in, and exhale. Slowly fold all the way down into a wide-legged forward fold. Inhale, half lift, and exhale, fold down, maybe again using blocks under the hands, or just letting the hands rest on the mat, or grab the ankles, or send the fingertips through the legs. Inhale and exhale. Great job letting the crown of the head come a little bit closer towards the mat, elongating through the spine. One more deep breath in and exhale. Walk the hands over to the left foot. Rise up into your warrior two. Inhale. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down, step the left foot back, and let's hold our plank here for a moment, engaging through the core muscles, finding strength through the arms. Inhale through the nose, and exhale it out. Great job. One more deep breath in, and exhale, drop the knees down onto the mat, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. Maybe taking a moment again to walk out the legs, finding some movement here in your dog. And then when you're ready, inhale, look to the top of the mat, and exhale, walk the feet up into your forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, slowly rise up to extended mountain pose. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, plant the hands and step the left foot back, finding your runner's lunge on the opposite side. Framing that right foot with the hands. Inhale through the nose. And exhale, bringing that right hip back slightly, squaring off the hips in this posture. Inhale. And exhale, plant the left hand down, reach the right fingertips high, and find that revolved side angle on the opposite side. Inhale, opening up through the chest. Exhale it out. One more deep breath. And exhale, bring that right hand back down into the mat and reach the left fingertips high for your side angle pose. Maybe again taking the elbow to the knee if that feels better. Inhale, reaching tall. Exhale, rise up into warrior two. Inhale, extending. Exhale, lunge. You got it. Great job. Inhale, reach the fingertips high. Turn the right toes in. And exhale, slowly fold all the way down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, come into your version of wide-legged forward fold. Taking a moment to breathe here into the hips, feeling the lengthening through the spine. Inhale and exhale. Slowly walk the hands to that right foot and rise up into a warrior two. Inhale and exhale, cartwheel the hands down, step the foot back to meet the left, and hold your plank here again for 2 deep breaths. Inhale, engaging the core. Open mouth, exhale. One last deep breath here. Inhale, you got it. And exhale, release the knees down or keep them high for your vinyasa flow. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look to the top of the mat. And exhale, slowly walk the feet into a forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold down, heel toe the feet to the outsides of the mat, toes out wider than the heels, and bring the hands together for a yogi squat. Maybe placing a block under the tailbone if that feels good, and taking a sway from side to side. Inhaling into the hips, exhaling out. Take a moment to find stillness in this posture, reaching the tailbone down towards the mat, feeling long through the body. Inhale one last time. And exhale, plant the hands, lift the hips high, heel toe the feet back to center, and take your forward fold. And when you're ready, we're going to release the hips down to sitting, letting the feet just plant into the mat in front of us. Inhale, reach the fingertips forward, and exhale, slowly release the back all the way down onto the mat. When you've made it, pull the right knee into the chest and give it a tight hug. And then slowly reach the left arm high above the head and use the right hand to hold on to the right foot. And we're going to roll on to that left side, finding a reclining dancer pose, opening up through that right thigh. Close the eyes and breathe into this posture. Inhale and exhale. Great job. One more deep breath. And exhale, release that right foot in front of you, holding on to it with the left hand, maybe at the shin or at the toes, wherever is comfortable. And open up that right arm to the right side, getting a twist here. Inhale. And exhale. Great job. One more deep breath in. And exhale, bend the right leg, grab onto it with the left hand, and then bend the bottom leg and use the right hand to hold that foot. And find your cat-tail posture. Closing the eyes and breathe here. Inhaling and exhaling. Great job. One more deep breath in your cat-tail posture. And exhale, release that bottom foot, straightening out the toes. Come back to center. Give that right knee one last hug. And then we're going to switch it out, bringing the left knee into the chest, giving it a tight hug. And then reaching the right arm high. Use the left hand to hold on to that foot and roll onto the right side, finding your reclined dancer pose. Inhale and exhale, getting a nice stretch through that left leg. One more deep breath in and exhale, release that foot in front of you. Reach the left arm back and hold on to the foot or the leg with the right hand, getting a twist through the body. Inhale and exhale. Use the right hand to hold on to that left knee, bend the bottom knee, and use the left hand to grab onto the foot, taking the cat-tail posture on the opposite side. Close the eyes and breathe into this posture. Twisting, opening up through the left glute. Inhale and exhale. Release the bottom foot down the mat. Come back to center. Give that left knee one last hug. And then exhale, release the toes long down the mat, hands coming down beside you. Coming into our final resting posture in Shavasana. Close the eyes and find some stillness here. And as we finish out our practice today, I want to leave you with 3 questions to rest your heart on today. Maybe journal it out or spend some time in prayer. Do you spend time with God daily? And if not, are there things that are distracting you or keeping you from that time? What areas of your life are lacking peace and rest? How can you focus more on pursuing God in certain areas to receive His peace? He who dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. God, you are everything we need. You are our safe place, the one that we can run to at any moment. Lord, thank you for being our shelter. Thank you for being our provider and our protector, and help us to see you that way, Lord. Help us to not forget that you are the one who holds us, who gives us peace and rest. Help us to dwell in you, Lord, to live our lives in this truth. God, we love you. We thank you for these words of life. And I pray that they would just rejuvenate each of us today. That we would feel your peace. We love you, Lord, and it's in your name that we pray. Amen. Thank you so much for joining me today on your mat, and I look forward to seeing you next time.